everyone, it's Emily. Welcome back on my channel. Today's video is going to be all about color correcting, specifically using the new Urban Decay color correcting fluids. So they came out with 5 shades to color correct, so I will be applying them to my face. I'm wearing them right now, so I will obviously add some clips so you can see me apply them. I'll let you know which one goes where, what it does, and at the end I will let you know my thoughts on them. The whole theory is about correcting colors using the opposite on the color wheel, so I'll include a little color wheel so you can see it. But basically, for example, the first one I'll apply is green, the opposite would be red, so it will neutralize the color, so it will be easier to apply foundation, especially if you want to wear something a little bit more light coverage, so it will neutralize the redness, so it'll be covered easier with your tinted moisturizer, for example. So basically I applied it everywhere I had redness, so around my nose, wherever I had pimples, on my cheeks because I had a little bit of redness, and I have some leftover redness from the rash that I had along my hairline, so I use this to neutralize the color. So this is the green shade. The second one that is pretty popular, if not just as much as the green one, would have to be to use something orangey, something pinky under your eyes to just neutralize the bluiness of your dark circles. I feel like it's been really in right now to use like really bright orange or red lipstick under your eyes. Obviously, these shades are a little bit light if you have more of a dark, even tan skin tone. If you have light, medium skin tones, these shades work beautifully. Obviously, the peach shade works really well if you want to neutralize the bluiness. So I have a little bit more towards the inner corner. That's where my dark circles are the darkest. On the box, they do say that it works for deep skin tone, but I would say they would probably need a shade up, something a little bit darker, more reddish than this. This is probably good just for light, medium skin tones. Pink is great to brighten, so that's the one I use towards the end of my dark circles. It would be pretty good on its own if you have fair skin and you think the orangey one, the peachy one would be a little bit too much for you. There's the peach one and the pink one. To really brighten your skin tones, that's what the two other shades really do. I personally really like the lavender color to just help with my dull skin. On the color wheel, that would be like towards the yellow. Personally, I just really like it. I have more of a cooler undertone, so I feel like this is really flattering to just give me this bright and glowy effect. So I usually use it where I would apply some highlighters. So on my cheekbones, a little bit on my nose, especially middle of my forehead, a little bit on my chin. And I feel like it just gives life to my face, like especially because we're like the end of winter. I look a little bit tired and I feel like this gives me just a little bit of luminosity. So I personally really like this type of lavender shade, especially on more cooler undertone. I feel like the yellow one works especially well on warm undertones. Obviously, you can do and try whatever you want. This is just a suggestion, obviously. Personally, I use the yellow one wherever I have some purple. So anywhere I can see some veins. So I have a couple veins that you can see around my mouth, or otherwise I use it on my eyes whenever I don't want to apply primer. I feel like this is good as a primer. So those are the two colors. Overall, I love the formula just because it's the same formula as the Naked Skin Concealer. I like that they are thin and like look like skin once they are blended out. I feel like maybe it's just in the past I haven't tried that many color correcting recently because in the past, I don't know about you, but I've been a little traumatized with really thick cream that are really hard to blend, and you end up looking like really, I remember being really green at one point trying to apply some foundation over the top and not working, and you just look crazy all day long. But I feel like the formula of these is actually really great because it is not thick. These are not concealers. They're not supposed to cover completely your pimple or your dark circles, but they just neutralize the color. So when you apply some concealer, some foundation, especially if you don't want to use full coverage, these will help just neutralize it so it's easier to cover them, which personally, not a huge fan of really full coverage, especially on a daily basis. I feel like it's a bit too much for my taste. I just can feel it all day long. Like if you are outside for 12 hours, sometimes you just don't want to feel like you're wearing a ton of makeup. So I feel like these are great for that. Personally, I also enjoy the packaging. I'll just show you. The little spoolie is exactly like the one for the concealer, which was great. I feel like it's really soft. It doesn't feel scratchy. There's nothing worse than apply the one on your skin, it's scratchy. So not the case with these ones. I want to know what you think of color correcting. Do you think it's just another like unnecessary step? Do you think it's fun? Do you like to do it on a daily basis or just for special events? Personally, it would be more towards like special events. I feel like on a daily basis, the ones I would use were probably the one for my dark circles because it's most of my issue on my face is my dark circles, so that's what I would use. I would actually use a little bit of the lavender one too. Maybe not every single day, but I like the look. I've been using it for the last couple of days and I've been really enjoying using it. So these would probably be the one that I need the most. But if you have a lot of rosacea, for example, the green one, especially in this formula because it isn't too thick and it isn't full coverage, so you can easily apply tinted moisturizer, light medium coverage foundation over the top and you won't see it. So if that's your issue, this is great. And again, the yellow is also great if you have more dullness, but you have more of a warmer tone. I feel like it works really well. So overall, do I think these are great? Yes. I do have to say that they do need a darker color, like I mentioned. Peach, it won't be dark enough for medium to deep skin tone, so they would need a shade up, probably like orangey red color. I didn't really wait to film it just because once they dry, like you can't blend them as well. You can do a decent job at it, but as you can see, like the green one is still very visible, so it would have been a little harder to apply my foundation over the top, but as you can see, it did neutralize the colors really well. My makeup went really well over the top. I just used like a light medium coverage BB cream and it just really helped, and obviously I applied some concealer to my eyes and I do feel like it did make a difference. I didn't have to apply a lot of foundations or concealer, and I actually didn't even apply any concealer over the top of my blemishes, which again, they're not concealers, but it can help neutralize if you don't necessarily want to apply everything. Gotta admit though, it looks really fun whenever you just apply it all without like blending it in between. End up looking pretty cute. That's it guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to not miss any future videos, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.